I am going to and I'm going to introduce our first speaker. Our first speaker is John Rodkey. Honing the edge is his speech. This morning, John will ask you about how you are honing your edges, finding the burrs, and what you use as a whetstone. John will be presenting level 1, the icebreaker from Strategic Relationships Path. Please welcome John with Honing the Edge. John Rodkey.
Backing into the driveway, done with the workday, super happy. Everything went well today, or it was good. And then I look over to the yard and there's our Christmas tree, Yule tree, whatever you want to call it, out on the yard because I forgot to throw it in the truck to take it to the landfill, along with the other giant load of trash and debris that I had to bring. All right, one more item. We're about to leave for Mexico. I need to do this. So I go into the garage and I grab my new to me machete. Pretty cool tool. And I start to whack at this tree to chop it into good pieces so that we can use it for or put it in the yard waste bin so that it can get taken while we're gone. It'll work. As I'm doing that, I notice that there's all sorts of nicks and divots and dull spots and things that aren't right with this machete. Now, I was gifted this awesome tool by when I was helping a friend move, and we're taking out, and then there's like 20 things left in our garage. And she's like, I just can't fit them in the truck. Anything here is for anybody. And so there were some beverages, there was some food, there was some random like shelves, and then there was this machete. And I was like, I'll take the machete if that's all right with you. She's like, you'll use it. Yes, take it, please. So I've used it multiple times, and I realize I haven't been treating it as I should. I was using it for roots and for bushwhacking at one job site, and I didn't take the time to rehone the edge. I didn't take the time to care for my tools. And trying to use it on this Christmas tree, I was in danger zone. How many people have been taught like knife safety before? Raise your hand if you have. Basically, a dull knife is a dangerous knife. It's kind of counterintuitive, but a sharp knife goes where you want it to go. So this machete will cut right where you want it to go versus bounce off and then cut right where you don't want it to go. And so I'm in the middle of chopping into this Christmas tree using my hands and trying to keep myself safe and trying to find any spot on the blade that is sharp. And I did. I found a good spot, but it wasn't most of the blade. Most of the blade was as dull as a butter knife. So as I'm going through, I realized, okay, I need to take the time and hone my edge, hone my tools, take care of my tools. So I go get out my anvil, get out my hammer, smash the little weird divots out, use a file, get the edge really good, and then rock out with a whetstone on it and create a good edge that'll last. And then I treat it all with some oil, and the blade is going to be good, hopefully for another, I have no idea how old this machete is, but another 20 years or so with some proper maintenance. So as I'm going through this process, my roommate Kate comes out and she goes, "What's going on? Are you okay?" Because she's hearing weird banging and clashing. I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm just getting this ready. I'll chat with you in a minute." But the idea of just taking that little bit of time and thinking about how to actually get on track with it. So my question for you today is, what do you do to hone your edge? Honing your edge is when you take the edge from a dull thing here and sharpen it to the point where it's good and serviceable again. What do you use? Who do you use? Do you talk to friends to calm you down when you're in stressful situations? Do you go and vent in a journal? Do you do the brain dump like Angela was talking about this morning? Do you just let it all out? Do you go play music like John in the corner here for me and George, going and finding ways to do it? Or do you dance like Joseph? What do you do to hone your edge? How do you find ways to get your mental state back in the place where you'd like it to be? I've been going to counseling recently, opened up a whole lot of new doors that I haven't explored before, and that's been helping a lot. I've been talking with friends and trying really hard to reach out to longtime friends that I haven't talked to much because of COVID, and really keep those relationships going and keep those relationships alive and be honest with them instead of the, oh, how you doing? Oh, we're doing fine. It's like, we've been struggling. We've been figuring this stuff out. What's going on in your life? What's really going on in your life? And those conversations have sharpened things and have honed my edges better. It made me realize the value of those relationships that you have with people. So as I'm getting poked with a different edge, I'm in getting acupuncture and getting all sorts of needles in me, and realizing how nice and sharp those are, which makes life a lot easier, because if they were dull, that would hurt a lot. I'm talking to my acupuncturist, and she is a fellow science fiction fantasy geek and fellow reader, and has really, really good questions to ask. She's a really good whetstone, somebody to ask questions, or who will ask questions, and you can ask questions of. And we're talking about wedding planning. And how many folks have planned a wedding here? Cut 2, 3, yeah, all right. It's supposed to be one of the most chaotic days of your life. I'm an officiant. I've been at 60 or so weddings in my life. I've helped quite a bit with it. I've planned giant parties. But when it comes to my own, Heather and I are starting to sort of plan a little bit, but we're not really in a hurry. And so we're trying to figure that out. And so I was honing ideas, or honing my edge by talking with Ruti about ideas about what we're planning and what we're thinking of. The idea of using this as a mental exercise, in my mind, as this is a way to sharpen what's going on. This is a way to help focus. This is a way to sharpen life and hone that edge. That is helping me be more objective, less emotional when it comes to things, and really easing that stress. So I encourage you to find a way for you to ease your stresses. Find a way for you to hone your edge so that you can become the person you want to be and continue to become the person you want to be, instead of letting the chaos of this world take you over. Because if you have a dull edge, you're going to get cut, and you're going to hurt yourself, versus having the nice sharp edge. You're going to go where you want to go and be the tool. Your body is your tool that will enable you to be successful. Mrs. Toastmaster.
Thank you so much.